So today I got the Traeger going already. I'm going to be making some barbecue pork belly burnt ends and also some Bansley's homemade bacon. Here's my recipe. I'm going to be making about 10 pounds of that. I've got a real nice Berkshire pork belly I'm going to trim up for bacon and use the leftovers for the burnt ends. On pork bellies, both sides have a big fatty and side that doesn't make good bacon. So I'm going to trim off the two ends and then I'll weigh my pork belly and see where we're at. You can see about where it's going to start changing here and start making better bacon. So I'm going to trim it off right there. We're going to use this for burnt ends, but we're going to do like 1.5 inch cubes on the burnt ends. So I'm going to try to get around that size. So I'm going to go about right here. So you look at that. So you can see right there is going to start making good bacon, where this side is got a real big fatty side and then a real lean portion. So it starts turning through here. So I'm going to set this into here. I'm going to trim the other side here. You can see about the same thing where it starts to change. I'm going to go about right here. So the colder this pork belly is without being frozen, it will slice easier. So here, look at that. So the rest of this will make good bacon. These two ends will be burnt ends. So I'm going to be chopping these up here. I'm going to take my pork belly and set it off to the side. And I'm going to I've got one more out. I'm going to trim up here. So this one's going to be bacon here. You can see how it looks. Going to set this in here, grab out the next pork belly. Didn't mean to do that. So I'm going to go set this on the sink here, uncover my pork belly. Actually, I don't need to set it on the sink. I can do this right here. Put that on the cutting board. So these racks will be where my burnt ends are going to be sitting on here in a few minutes. And we're going to trim this pork belly too. You can see where it starts to get real flabby and thick. Going to trim that off right here. This will be burnt ends. Same thing, I measured it about 3 slices for burnt ends. You can see, there we go. This will be burnt ends here. It's got some real nice marbling. So this will be good bacon, look at that. Gonna do the same thing on this side. You can see about where the ribs end. So I'll be able to get maybe 2 slices here. So same thing. So this pork belly is real cold. It's pretty firm. Well, same thing here again. This will be burnt ends. And here we go. You can see this will be bacon. I'm going to set the bacon slabs off to the side and we're going to do burnt ends first today. Let me just get these set up here and ready so I remember all 3 more of them. right, so we're gonna do like I mentioned, 1.5 inch cubes. So this one will get 2 slices out here. This stuff can be a little tricky to slice. It's real flimsy. That's why you want it pretty cold. Real sharp knife. You'll probably want to go slow and easy. It'll be a little easier slicing. So there you go. You can kind of see the inside here, how that would not make very pretty bacon. So same thing here on this end. That's why we're doing burnt ends. So same thing again. We are going to do about 1.5 inch square cubes. Some beautiful white fat on this Berkshire pork. Like I mentioned, this is Heritage Berkshire pork. My dogs are getting up and watching me over here. So these will all be burnt ends here. Don't those look nice? I've got the Traeger smoker going already. I'm going to be putting them on here when I get these all cut up and seasoned. Stack them up. Nice little soldiers here. So I'm trying to go reasonably slow so you can see. So when these start to smoke, they will shrink probably about 1/3 of their size. That's why they're a little bit big like this. But so you don't want them too small. If they're too small, when they smoke and cook, they dry out. They've got to have a little bit of meat in there to keep moist and not get overcooked. I hear my dogs wanting to come in or something. All right, we're going to do the same thing here. This one I'm going to get 2 slices out of. I'm going to start on the nice, good, thick side first. And this is not an exact science. All that'll do is smaller ones will cook quicker. So what you're going to do when you put them on the smoker is take them up until they're, you know, got a nice crisp on them. They look pretty, nice color on them. And don't let them shrink too much or they'll dry out. You want them to just get some good color and smoke. Then you're going to pull them off of the rack and put them into one of these foil pans, cover them up, and they're going to go back on until they render down and finish cooking. This fat is starting to get soft. I don't know if you can tell, but it's getting hard to hold and hard to cut. I'm going to probably put that tote in the fridge so the next ones keep chilled. I'll have to do it here in a minute. But so same thing again. This is the one end of the pork belly. You can see it makes horrible looking bacon. So we like our customers to look at the bacon and think it's pretty looking. So here's another piece. It's nothing but fat and a little bit of lean meat. Here's another piece. It's still nothing pretty. I hear the geese outside. All right, so let's finish cutting these up. I'm getting sidetracked with the geese. So same thing, about 1.5 inch cubes or so. Doesn't have to be perfect. So after I get these all lined up like this, I'll season them up and get them out there on the Traeger. That Traeger, I don't know if you ever used one, but they are amazing. I had a little trouble at first getting used to it. I had well, we had a electric smoker and then also a wood one before, but the Traeger is so much easier to use. It's turn it on and go. It's nice and it does an amazing job. It's made the best tasting smoked meats we've had. So get a Traeger. So this is what you're going to be looking like. So when you put them on your racks, try to do it a little bit by size. You know, if you have more than one rack full, put big ones on one rack, smaller ones on another. That way you can pull the whole rack out when they're done. The smaller ones will be done way sooner. So you get the pieces like this and it's just solid fat. Probably not many people eat it, so I'll cut that off and we'll smoke that as a chunk, but you can always just use that and put it into any kind of recipe that you want some smokiness to. You can put that in soups, chop it up, put it in soups over a salad. That flavor, the fat here and a little bit of lean will give it an awesome flavor. So this is looking beautiful. So each one of these, when they're done, will be 2 bites. Well, no, I'd say 3 to 4 bites a piece. All right, well, I'm going to take off this glove and put this stuff in the refrigerator to cool back down a little. Glove on here. Make sure we're still going here. Yep. Alright, I'm gonna get this next one done. So I probably could have got a little bit more bacon out of there, one more strip, but that's gonna be a good burnt end there. It's easier if you can pull the knife through in one direction, not like a saw back and forth. When you do that, it just tears up the meat. Okay, so there's a pretty piece. So this is purebred Berkshire pork belly. It's nice and beautiful marbled red meat. So let's just put that there. I'm trimming up this other side, so there, look at that. It's hard to do it in one pull. It's getting too flimsy. Could actually probably smoke these like this. I might actually try and do that. Look at that, I don't know, just some big thick slices of pork belly. You know what? That's a good idea. Look at that. I'm going to smoke those just like that. Yeah, those, look at that. Look at that color. Ain't that pretty? Try to get one more out of here. Yeah, looks like I can get one more nice slab out of there. This one's going to be not quite as pretty, but we're going to smoke those. Here, there we go. That side looks a little better. So again, Berkshire pork belly. Nice, beautiful red marbled meat. This fat is going to be so creamy and delicious. This is going to be the best pork in the world. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? So here is that ugly end, going to be the burnt ends. So let's get this all cut up. We have one more after this. Then I'm going to put these into something so they can be seasoned. Get my next slab out here. So as I mentioned, I just smeared that on the side of the fridge a little. Wipe that off now. So keep it cold. Here we go. Here's the next slab. Look at that. Pretty Berkshire pork. Nice red marbled meat. And slicing it into 1.5 inch cubes. That didn't really do too much putting it in there for that short time. I'm gonna have to saw this one. Told you not to do it, but I'm doing it. It's just too flimsy. I can't hold it. Yeah, that fat just softens up so quick. It's so creamy and soft. There we go. I got it though. Oh, there we go. Another ugly piece. Won't be bacon. It'll be burnt ends. Yeah, that could have been maybe a piece of bacon. It was still pretty decent. But burnt ends it is. Burnt ends are amazing. It's got to be Berkshire pork though. Any other pork, yuck. This stuff is just so creamy, delicious fat. Has a lower rendering point, and it just makes it so creamy and amazing in tasting. Almost done. Look at that big, beautiful pile of Berkshire pork belly. Gonna be burnt ends and just some smoked slabs, big thick slabs. This won't have any bacon flavoring, no kind of cure in it. This is just gonna be a smoky burnt ends. Salt, pepper, maybe a little cayenne if we want some hot ones. You know, I like the little spicy stuff, but the granddaughters don't. Neither does Carol. All right, look at that beautiful pile of Berkshire pork. So look at that. I'm going to probably just season it right here and probably make a, well, no, because I'll make a mess. I don't know what to do. I need another container or something to put this in. Well, I think I'm going to stop it here. I gotta go find a container so I can get this seasoned. I'll probably start a new video up of seasoning the meat and then putting it on the Traeger grill. So I'm going to be going for a little bit.